Hello everyone and welcome back to Teach Astronomy. My name is Victoria, but you can call me Vicky, but today you can call me Kai. And I barely got through that intro. I was about to forget it again. So this is going to be interesting today, I guess. I've only been doing this for 3 years. But hello everyone and welcome back. It is Friday, which is not our normal day. But we're still playing D&D in space. Because I went to a concert yesterday, so we had to reschedule. But if you're new here, we play D&D in space. We are wrapping up our current mission today, kind of. We have like one more little bonus episode after this, but this is the main wrap up. And I'm going to pass it off to our lovely Game Master Grant to introduce y'all to what the hell's going on here.
Yes, of course. Welcome everybody back to the Endurance campaign, although it probably should be called the Dawnbreaker campaign because we're no longer near the Endurance. It's been a rough time for the last dozen or so episodes. People have died, people have come close to dying, people have returned from death and encountered their first big bad in the entire game. There have been boss battles, of course, but this one definitely has serious big bad evil guy vibes, for sure. Of course, all sorts of stuff went down. There was some awesome fighting in the last episode, and we left off right after they who are airy but not, and Kai finished off the dark being that was just apparently haunting this entire dungeon. So before we actually jump in, let's go ahead and have everybody introduce themselves and their characters.
All right. I guess I'll start. But as I said, my name is Kai. I am the pilot of the group and the commander of Team Dawn's Horizon. I am an heirloom human, which means I'm just the classic variant of human, like the heirloom tomato. And I haven't said that in a while. And when Grant said all the stuff about somebody dying and coming back to life, that was me. And maybe I've learned from this, and hopefully I can grow from this, but also I might be haunted by this. We'll find out. Amanda?
Oh, okay. I'm Amanda. I am playing Erebos. I go by Airy. I'm your psionic warrior elf. And some interesting stuff has been happening to me lately. I have this other entity who's been kind of getting in my head and making me big and powerful, but it's also scary in a very strange time. So, yeah, we're gonna explore that a little bit. But yeah, and this is my best friend.
Hello, my name is Brick.
Hi,
You
Brick.
can call me Brick. I am the resident tank and fun-loving goofball of the group, and expert in all things to go boom.
And I'm Leaf in the wind. I'm the psionic adept hacker elf of the group, and also the demolitions expert and menagerie maintainer and pusher of buttons. And also I just watched my best friend die and come back to life, and also someone attacked my dog. But it's okay because they've been brutally murdered now.
And those are very much on par experiences for Leaf, in how traumatic they were.
Exactly.
Somebody touches the dog, and it is time to die.
Like the dog doesn't understand.
It's true. I don't know if I understood what death was until I experienced it, but I get it.
Good point. Oh my god.
I have an incredible amount of faith in your ability to kick their asses yourself.
Thank you. Sometimes that's how it goes. Anyway.
On that note, I am of course Grant, your dungeon master, and I will be playing everybody else. So, that being said, we will start off right where we left off, which is the being has just disintegrated into darkness that essentially dribbled off into every crevice and shadow that is present. The blue torches suddenly start burning with normal fire again, the room becomes warm, and what was an almost empty space above you clears, and you get a single shaft of light falling down onto the throne.
We beat your demon puzzle.
Yes, you beat my demon puzzle, and amazingly, you all survived this one. And yeah, Kai, you're kind of standing face to face with they who were once airy.
Yeah.
They who were once airy, I think, is kind of just their side
Hovering?
blade seems to. No, they're walking.
Oh, okay.
But they still have their side blade, which appears to be some sort of almost chain-like weapon, and they're just kind of twirling it around lazily
That's
after
so cool.
I'm just
after
gonna.
offing their friend.
Hi. Hello. Do you have a name? I know the other half of you is Airy. Is that cool?
Is what cool?
If I call you Airy?
Okay, sorry. The entity would just kind of laugh and just be like, wait, Gran, do I have a name?
Not that you are willing to share
Okay.
with these
Okay.
lower life forms. No.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. So he just kind of like cocks his head and he's like, I don't want to be referred to as Airy. But you can call me the entity. Or his friend on the other side, if you will.
That's fine. Okay.
We've got friends on the other side.
And in low places. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
As you're saying,
I mean, we are
this-
pretty deep under a mountain.
True.
As you're saying this, Shimra, who was kind of knocked on her ass last time, stands up. You hear the sound of a side blade being summoned, and she just approaches, side blade pointed at Airy, and says,
Oh, go ahead.
"They recognize your species. What have you not told us, human?" And she's directing this kind of at you, Kai.
At me?
Mm-hmm.
We have comms still, right? I'm gonna whisper in Kai's ear. Do you want me to take this one? Or do you want to do this?
Kai is very confused because I feel like I've missed something. So I'm gonna just very quickly lock eyes with Leaf and do a little like,
Excuse me. Why is this surprising to you? This is your trial planet, your temple sanctuary planet. They clearly recognize you.
Ekin speaks up and says, "We haven't seen a corporeal form of the living darkness in a millennia. This is unheard of."
Who's watch it?
Well, you've clearly heard of it, which is more than we've got.
also, why is this my fault?
Also,
I say,
godlike power, like literally deity level power in storm clouds. Everything in this place trying to kill us. Also, whatever the heck that corruption is. What's with that? Are there normally corrupted? That is some kind of like. Our Krakens don't normally look like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
you point at the thing that I'm assuming you've kind of been dragging with you this entire time at this point.
Get off.
I also, for the record, I'm basically, Kai is like oscillating between the deity, the being, the entity. I keep calling it a deity. The entity and Shimra, and being like, which one is more of a threat right now? Unsure.
Also, while we're at this, while we're complaining about things, we just wiped the floor with that thing. Well, I say wiped the floor. I mean, it is everywhere now. But I'm not sure that I'm actually happy about the tone I'm getting out of this, especially considering, and we've locked eyes with Paladin and Shimra, especially considering that you clearly knew something was going to happen. You have known more than you have been saying since the very beginning of this You saw the same thing I saw. Everything has been going wrong since that moment. What is going on here?
I had not put two and two together. And until I know that I can trust your people, you automatically receive no courtesy from me, at least.
Is she still holding her side blade out to me?
She's not holding it toward you. She's got it kind of pointed at They Who Were Once Airy. And They Who Were Once Airy, actually noticing the corrupted Traken that apparently Leaf has been dragging with him this entire time, walks over, kind of nudges it with their toe, and says,
Oh, you mean my latest experiment? Don't worry, that's new.
I'm gonna just kind of very casually shuffle over to Brick.
That
Go.
answers that question.
Just gonna go,
Also,
how do we bring Harry back?
we're still talking to Paladin Sherma. Why are we talking about the presence of humans here when we've clearly got bigger problems?
Yeah, I don't see why that's a concern.
Like, our presence here, I mean, I'm prepared to accept that this is one heck of a coincidence. I'm hoping it's a coincidence, because if this is not a coincidence, then we have very big problems.
We already have a lot of problems, but
Actually, give me 1 sec.
you know what?
I'm gonna die for this.
Actually, that reminds me of a lot of other problems we have. Shimra, I don't have any fucking time to deal with this, actually. And I turn to Brick and I'm like, are you confident that you can bring Airy back?
No.
Okay. That's great.
The They Who Were Once Airy actually turns to Shimra, and Amanda, you've got the other line for that one.
Yeah, so the entity just kind of like turns to Shimra and just kind of takes his finger and just slowly lowers her side blade. Just like, oh, don't worry. I've had my fun. See you soon, Traken. And then he turns to Brick.
What?
And points at Shimra and then to himself and just says, make sure the zealot doesn't kill this one. And then he releases his hold on Airy, and Airy falls to his knees, and he's back. But he's kind of like,
Oh my god.
He got consumed by tons of power. But Airy's back.
Brick would immediately kind of grab Aries' arm and pull him up.
Okay, cool. Okay, you guys have each other. All right. Satsi,
Yeah, and then-
I think we have to go.
I have one question.
You guys can stay. I have to go. I'll see you on the outside.
Yep, Satsi
Yeah.
nods and runs with you.
Okay,
Cool.
we peace out.
Um,
And I'm like, Shimmer, if you want to fucking talk later, I'll be at my ship, but we have to go.
has Sherma used the stim pack yet?
She did earlier,
Okay.
yes.
Does Shimmer have any reaction to that? And as I run away, I'm like, I'm leaving. Shit, I don't know. Leaf in charge, okay?
And Kai's next mistake of the day. I don't know which number.
No.
5th mistake of the day.
That's
Anyway.
new.
Well, I was thinking Airy, but Airy's very tired. Brick, I love you, but we share one brain cell.
What?
So like,
And Kai's currently using it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the group brain cell.
Yeah.
I'm just over here chewing on a cardboard box. Don't mind.
Rick, you good?
What?
You okay?
Yeah.
How's Ari?
I'm just.
Good. I got him.
Cool. Turns back to Shimra and Ekin.
Mhm.
Now, if you don't mind, we're all kind of injured. Says Leaf, who's I believe actually the only one here who's not injured.
Of course.
and not outwardly, spiritually, emotionally.
Metaphysically?
Oh, Leaf is like very much not okay right now.
Oh, none of us are.
Also, yeah, like because actually, other than the entity that was borrowing Aries' body, Leaf might actually be the one who knows the most about what the hell, why this thing knows who we are.
I forgot we have music. Sorry.
Because
Start that.
Leaf does actually know stuff more than he's
Okay.
letting on anyway.
All right. Well, when you mentioned the injuries,
Yeah.
Shimra doesn't move. She's still kind of got her spear pointed just in your general direction, or in the general direction that Ares in. However, Paladin Ekin and Amrin, who just finished mopping up the last of the panthers that she and the initiates were dealing with,
Oh.
they actually glance at each other and then reach into their various bags and seem to pull out their equivalent of first aid kits and start going to work on those of you who are looking a little rough around the edges, including Wonder, by the way. So they're going to start working on that. For all intents and purposes, let's just say everyone returns back to full health by the time they're done with you.
What I will say
Not me,
is,
I left early.
What?
And then I guess since he's been put in charge, Leaf is gonna push a button.
Yeah, of course he is.
Okay.
Leaf's
Just a
gonna turn
risk,
to. Hold on, let me check my notes because we have Ekin, Shinra, Amrin.
I fully forgot to have my
I
character
guess-
sheet up. Okay, we're good. Oh, I'm fine, actually. I haven't taken any damage.
Yeah, it's Ahmad and the initiates who are kind of
Yeah,
hanging out
so-
at the other end.
Do all of you have telepathic abilities, or is it varied? He's asking Ekin.
Probably a wise choice because it doesn't look like Shiver really wants to talk right now. Yeah, Ekin nods. I'm going to assume he's kind of patching up Wonder right now, being very careful of the sharp bits. And he turns to you and says, "It depends on the talents of the initiate. Some of us do.
You specifically.
Me. My telepathic abilities are, I would say, below average. I'm better at other things."
Leaf reluctantly looks at Shimra. You want proof of our intent?
She
And offers his hand.
glances away from Ari and reluctantly dematerializes the spear, and equally reluctantly reaches out.
And Leaf drops his kind of mental shield.
Okay.
Take a look, if you want.
Okay. She reaches in, and I guess what are Leaf's surface level thoughts at this moment?
So Leaf specifically kind of casts his attention to the thunderstorm and the feeling of shock that he had when he looked at it. The kind of rushes through the events that got us through the cave to this point, and then pulls up the memory that he just had restored to him. You want to know why this thing knows who we are? This is what we've encountered them before. You say a millennia? It's been somewhat less than that for us.
She withdraws and takes a step back.
We'd very much like to know what the heck that thing is before it goes back to, I don't know, destroy our home.
She gives you a long, hard look, and then slowly nods. You do not have my trust,
I wouldn't expect it.
but I am sworn to defeat the darkness. She glances at Ekin, although I must admit, Ekin is better at the research than I am. She then just gives Ari a sharp look. That one, however, do not turn your back on one possessed by the darkness. And with that, she turns on her heel and starts walking out.
All right.
And with that, we'll switch to another point of view. Kai,
Hi.
You and Satsi essentially book it the way you came back
way
to
we
the
came?
dungeon. Well, not the way you came exactly, but
There's another entrance, right? Or like there's an exit way out, or no?
the spiral staircase.
Oh,
So
that's
essentially
it.
you just go
Okay.
up, yeah, you just go up like 200 steps really quickly. So Kai may or may not be wheezing a little bit by the time she gets out, but you know, out of breath or not, you manage to leave the dungeon, and immediately as you do, you feel your communicator vibrate. And when you pull it out, it's got a connection again to the Dawnbreaker.
Excellent. Do I have any texts? No.
No. Check his Facebook real quick.
Yeah.
No, not quite. However, you did have I believe you had a queued message with you had a queued message of some kind from earlier that you wanted to send
to Zen.
You
I sent him
wanted
a
it to send
picture.
as soon as it was able to. Yes, I think it was of the 3-ring
Yeah.
symbol that you keep coming across. So it sends,
That matters
And-
not anymore.
but it does.
It
Okay.
does.
Because almost a moment after it's sent, a transmission starts coming through. And it is Zen. It sounds like he's on the bridge of the Dawnbreaker. Kai?
Oh, I thought you meant this was a recorded message. Okay.
No.
No, just kidding. Okay.
You guys have been gone for a little while. What's going on?
Hi. I will explain everything later. I need you to immediately make contact with Alpha.
Alpha team?
Yes.
Sure. Give me just a sec.
Put me on fucking speakerphone.
Y'all can't hear me chewing, right?
Yeah, you're good. Actually, okay, you know what? I'm trying to figure out if Kai is trying to figure out if she's the one that should deliver this message or if she should have Zen do it. Because Alpha doesn't like me. Okay, you know what? Yeah.
Well,
You know
what Zen would immediately say is there anything in particular you need me to tell them?
Tell them that I will explain everything, that our team, don't say me, the Dawn's Horizon team, when we get back, will explain everything. They can't let Rima back on the ship. She has been compromised. Frank is dead. Probably. And if they want to live, drop some food and get off whatever planet they're on. Because also, I don't want Rima to starve. But that's not Rima anymore.
There's a pause. And then says, "Oh, okay. Give me just a moment." And he puts you on mute for just a sec. It takes a couple of minutes for him to get back to Kai. So, what's Kai's response to having to wait?
She's
not knowing what on earth is going on.
Probably pacing.
Okay.
Panicking.
Satsi's watching and looking concerned. Because, I mean, at the moment...
Oh, I guess I am the
She's
only
saying
one who
just-
saw this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Everything's gonna be fine. I hope. I'm just concerned for a friend. But we may need to make a detour depending on what our plans were next after this, because I'm very worried.
After a moment, the transmission unmutes, and
This music's too chill.
you hear the unmute, but it takes Zen a moment to actually say anything. Kai, I can't reach them. I tried contacting Thunderous Ascent directly. I tried reaching out to Endurance and having them relay. There's no
nothing?
response at all.
Do our ships I would know this. Do our ships have trackers that Endurance can see?
They do.
Okay. Where can I see them? Could Zen see them from our ship?
Zen would be able to access that.
Okay. Where are they? Give me a planet name or something.
We don't even have that. Their last location, I have coordinates for it, but it's...
Is it on, like, can you tell where it is? Is it accurate?
Kai, you know I'm terrible at reading star charts.
Okay. Fuck.
I think we should get more information from Endurance and figure out where to go from here.
I don't have the time.
I don't know what else to do, Kai. All we have is a last known position. We'd be chasing ghosts.
All right. Tell them. I don't know. Tell them to send somebody out or do something because that entire ship might. I don't know.
I already told them that there might be something wrong.
There's
the Admiral and Major Dasi are going to want to know what's going on.
Yeah, I'll explain everything. Just tell them that, like, it's...
I will. Just, you guys get back here. I will do what I can from the bridge.
All right. Thank you.
Of course. Hey, Kai?
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. But Alpha Team... Well, some of them are idiots, but not all of them. If something went wrong, there's someone still there who's holding on. It's Alpha Team.
I know, but... We'll see you in a bit.
Okay, and you hang up.
She can't talk anymore.
Okay. Back in the dungeon. What's the rest of the party doing? Are you guys gathering your wits about you before venturing forth?
Yeah, I'm gonna go check in on Ari. Hey, Ari, how you doing?
To
Back
be
with us?
Yeah, it's all me. Thanks for checking, but I know you guys, or Shimmer doesn't trust me, and I just want you guys to know I don't know what that was. I promise I don't know what that was.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Glad you're okay.
Thank you, Leaf. Do you think you know anything, maybe, about...
We should definitely have a very long talk about that.
Yeah, I would like that.
But I'm a little worried about Kai.
Yeah.
Perhaps we should go catch up.
And I didn't tell anybody about this.
Okay, well, all of you and the rest of the Trakens, and Ahmad, can't forget Ahmad, all make your way a little less of a rush than you noticed Kai take. But you all make your way back out of the dungeon.
At the end of it.
I can levitate you if you want. No, I'm too weak.
I'm just sitting on the ground now, waiting outside. Probably just laying on the ground. I'm tired. It's how she deals with stress.
You exit the dungeon, and Kai's just taking a little bit of a nap right now.
Not a nap. I'm just literally I'm laying on the ground, staring up at the sun. And Satsi's probably
not. It is actually a very nice, bright day.
But in a way that is very... I'm not comfortable. I'm just spilling. You ever seen the starfish pose? Like that. Having a
she
bad
looks like
day.
she's got a chunk of rock just right in the middle of her back. Ow.
I need to ground myself. On the ground.
And I'm going to assume that you guys start following the Trakens back, because they know the way certainly better than you guys do. And unless there's anything else that happens between all of you on the way, because it is a good long journey, so you do have time to talk.
Brick is piggybacking Ari currently.
Oh, cute.
I
I'd like to ask Ekin about, just like as we're walking back, about any other trials. Like, is this because Leaf has noticed at this point that none of the initiates are talking, and his understanding was that like there must be something else that goes after this, because otherwise they'd be talking now, because we've completed the trial of darkness, hopefully.
You know,
Is there something else?
There are two more trials, typically. The Trial of Light and the Trial of the Abyss. Generally, the Trial of Darkness is the most difficult of them.
I scoff.
He is not unaware of that, and kind of to both of you, he says, that being said, I do not know what your experience will be. For the record, we have been on this trial once per solar rotation as long as I have been a member of the Order. This has never happened. And while, yes, I speak of learned experiences regarding what we have seen here, I know that there's probably more to this than even I am aware.
What does the trial normally entail?
Normally, the trial entails... It entails facing your own demons.
Well,
Often brought out by the darkness.
I just turned. I Aries on Brick's back. I kind of turned to Ari and I'm like, well, and I kind of like give you a little high five and I'm like, I think we succeeded in that department.
I mean, is that in like a metaphorical sense? Or
Yeah.
like
It's supposed to be
like manifesto demons and fist fight them to the death?
It's supposed to be metaphorical. There are, of course, for more advanced initiates, there is the Trial of the Warrior. There is, of course, the Trial of the... I'm forgetting what the trial's name is.
We did those.
The arena one.
Yes.
That was the Trial of the
Warrior.
There
Yeah.
were two arenas, technically, but yes. Yes, but, you know, for a more advanced initiates, there are more challenging trials. However... there has not been a fatality due to a trial in
A millennium?
I mean, now it's been like
Gotta scrub that whiteboard. It's been 0 days.
It's not been that long. It's more like a century because we've learned, but a long time. And
I don't know. I guess you can keep the number, but you can do a little divide and then also 0 because like it's a technicality thing at this point. Not sure if I'm a zombie or not. So.
Oh no! I would.
0 days since last death.
Also, I wouldn't divide by 0. That would end the universe potentially.
That's not the.
what?
It's a math joke. Anyway,
Leaf is just clearly like holding on by like a thread to avoid cracking up.
I'm so mad. I think I just kind of pet Wonder in a very like, chill out. You're supposed to be a better captain now.
I'm different now. I've changed.
If I didn't change, why would I, like, what was the point of dying? I need to be better.
Oh, Ekin has 100% picked up on this, and he just, you know, because I'm assuming your back's kind of turned to him, and he just quickens his pace so he's right next to you and says, listen, I don't know what happened, but if you give me some time to research it, I think I can begin to give you some answers. And he turns back to you, Leaf, and says, I might be able to help connect the dots that you seem to be supplying.
Also, this symbol. Have you seen it before? It seems to keep coming up.
Yeah.
He pulls out a notebook and immediately copies down the symbol.
Oh, here, I got like 5 of those coins. Let me give you one.
The 3 rings.
Oh, Brick, thank you so much for reminding me. The
Yeah.
shrine's down there.
Bad.
Oh, yes.
Is that
What's
normally,
up with that?
Is that normally part of the trial?
What was your experience with them? I know you encountered combat. Were those animated? Did they try to destroy you in some way?
One possessed me. So that was fun.
That was actually a statue.
That was oh, wait.
That was yeah.
The little demon statue.
We're talking about the 3 rooms, right?
There
Like,
was,
the
yeah,
cold
there was a
room.
multitude of in one room there was a multitude of something we didn't engage, but they seemed friendly perhaps. There was a pool and
Well, I can tell you what our
That.
understanding is of them. The northern altar, the one that is dark with the black columns. We believe it's got a. The
got
translator's
demons in it.
saying. The translator's saying that your word for it is humanoid. A little self-centered, but okay. Saying it's a humanoid figure. That's roughly the translation that I'm getting.
Does he look at me when he says that? Little
Yeah,
self-centered. And I just go, I'm sorry, I didn't make up the term.
yeah.
Everybody keeps being
vocabulary.
like, you're
It
human.
seems-
Excuse me.
It seems to be more of just him making an aside almost to himself, because that seems to be how Ekin sometimes talks. But
our
he continues,
vocabulary is largely based in tradition.
well, wait,
Much of
wait
it
till you-
pre-contact.
Wait till you learn some old Traken. You'll see many of the same things.
I would very much love to.
I still have an obsidian disc, by the way, from one of those.
You just
I don't
hold it up while you're on.
Yeah, I'm just like, is this important?
Oh dear.
Well,
I mean, could you use it to, I don't know. Do I need to put it back?
he glances toward the front of the group where Shimra is leading the way and just says, I wouldn't show that to Paladin Shimra if I were you.
He puts it away really fast because she does not like me.
That northern room we generally ascribe to those who suffered in that space. And if you pay tribute in any way in that room, the general sense one gets is positive, almost warm. Which is why we generally attribute it to those who suffered at the hands of the original creators of the dungeon. The western room is, well, there's obviously an Alician figure. We believe ancient Alicians created this place and ran it for all of their various purposes. It's also part of the reason why Ahmad chose to join us to try and learn more about his people. We are unsure of that room. Maybe it's a veneration of the founder of the facility. It could be any number of things venerating a specific Alician. The south room is the room that we generally tend to see in the most black and white terms. Pun intended in this case. There is obviously that abstract figure that appears to be made of light that has flames rising off of it, standing atop the corpses of species and holding aloft a Alician, presumably deceased, with these dark figures in the ceiling rushing in to save them. Our understanding is that those who created it were devoted to the darker beings. It is why this became a locus of the Trial of Darkness. And therefore, they demonized beings of light. There's a great deal of mythology and legend behind both sides of the eternal conflict, we call it. I I can go over it at any point. It will just take time. But the general sense we get is that the creators of this dungeon venerated the darkness and disliked the light.
That would explain the creepy statues that possess people and the literal throne of darkness in the basement.
And the torture chambers.
Yes, that too. Also, should we have smashed all those dark crystals?
Only time will tell about that one.
That's fair. My impression is that nobody's really gone into those rooms.
Probably not for a very long time. Except for the occasional initiate who was curious.
I mean, if you really think about it, it's a pretty messed up place to take, like, a bunch of kids.
Yeah, I second that one.
Yeah.
It seems like
It's like
a risky place.
There's like no. There's like torture chambers in there. I don't care if the like combat trial stuff where like, you know, again, I died is normal or not, whatever, fine. There are still torture chambers in there, and like that's not really something that children need to see, in my humble opinion, as someone who grew up oh so well.
The place did kind of remind me of my childhood. You have a point.
Unfortunately, me too.
Did any of you experience anything in that space? That space
Rick looks
is
at Vicky
visited
not knowing anything.
for that space is visited so the initiates can experience the emotions that linger.
The emotions that linger in the space?
Yes.
Yeah, like murder and torture and pain. Yeah, that's good. For, again, children? I don't know. I just have a lot of questions about, and, you know, questions, you don't need to answer them.
That is one of the challenges that our more advanced initiates often take. We do not ask our initiates to venture in there.
To be fair, though, you guys didn't give us a little map. It wasn't like and if you want to try the extra hard stuff, go to these rooms. No, you just said have fun, and like...
Go for it.
Ahmad was...
Go for it.
And
Leaf
Ahmad
isn't
can probably...
laughing, but I just...
Ahmad can probably hear me, and I go, Ahmad was lovely, by the way, but also had no
But didn't
fucking
know
clue where we were
shit.
going.
You feel a hand tap you on the shoulder, and Sachi just points at her and
No, it would... No. You don't take responsibility for this either. It should not be the initiate's responsibility to know what rooms we're supposed to go in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Again, whatever. You guys do the way... Do your stuff
Okay.
the way you want. But, like, I don't...
Leaf would not say this out loud, but Grant, I kind of am curious and would like to ask.
yes.
The book that Satsi carries that has a whole bunch of info in it
No fucking way.
does outline what the trials are supposed to be, right? Like vaguely, like go to this room for like if you're up for this challenge or whatever.
You get the sense it is it represents the entirety of her notes on her studies.
Like
Because the few
Satsi
times
does
you've been able-
theoretically actually know what it is we were supposed to be doing there.
Yeah.
It's just that
it's why
everything
when-
went off the rails.
Yeah, it's why when you
Okay.
guys were in the Psi Lab, she actually started flipping through the through the notebook frantically because she knew the solution.
I see.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'd say
just-
all
Because
of you
Leaf
are
would just
probably-
assume that he knows the answer to this, but I wanted to confirm that I actually was.
Okay.
I just get frustrated when children are given adult responsibilities. That's all.
Are you talking about us or like?
No,
We're
we're
not-
not children, Brick. We're
Oh.
fine. I'm talking
Okay.
about how Satsi was apparently...
Speak for yourself.
And I turned to her and I go, you did a great job. But, like, why was she the one who, first of all, has not, like, been around y'all for a little bit, at least. I might have missed some notes. Why she was the one that was whatever.
I would like to point out, like, Satsi did awesome.
Yes, she did.
Like, great. Like, way better than we did.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Still just...
Ekin nods, and he actually kind of just gives Satsi a very proud look and says, "Indeed, she did. She did far better than any initiate in my time ever has."
Leaf just realized something.
What?
It's not something he would say out loud in present company, but Leaf is pretty sure he understands why we just experienced what we did.
Okay.
And he will share at some point.
Yeah, I hope.
That's gonna come up later.
Okay. We still got an hour and 10.
Yeah.
That's not something Leaf's going to bring up remotely in the vicinity of Paladin Shimra, but Leaf is pretty sure he knows why we just went through hell.
There's a lot of things that I am not going to talk about with Paladin Shimmer around.
I just don't want her around in general.
So
She's gonna cut me.
So these these other trials though.
I'll end her shit.
These other
Yes.
trials.
Yes.
Just so we're prepared, just so that we are equipped to recognize if they go, say, horribly off track. What are they supposed to entail? Like, you can give, I don't know, if you can, when we get back or something, if you have notes or something, that would be greatly appreciated.
Considering what you've been through, I will tell you what I can. The Trial of Light is simply that. An initiate walks into a ruin similar to this one, and is bathed in the light, and from the light they gain knowledge of the location they must visit during the Trial of the Abyss. The Trial of the Abyss is merely the journey to reach their destination.
I don't know why we skipped to the final level first, then. But okay.
Again, it is not... The Trial of Darkness is meant to test initiates to ensure they are ready for the other trials.
All right.
And...
Do the other Trakens all have tattoos?
Good question. You notice some of the initiates do. Shimra definitely does. She, even though she's partially covered, when she was using her psionic powers, you noticed that her arms were just pulsing with energy through intricate tattoos. Ekin's are not quite as intricate. He has a few kind of curling up and around his neck, but that's most of the Trakens do. Amryn has a sick, almost stylized snake along one arm. It's really cool.
Hell yeah.
Those tattoos, do they all come from trials, or is that something your people actually know how to create?
In part, they come from trials. Ekin actually holds out his forearm and shows you the 2 points tattoo. that Eri, Kai, and Satsi had the opportunity to get. This is mine from when I went through the Trial of Darkness. It allows me to... I forget what it allows me to do. It's been a very long time since I used it, actually.
Is that Grant forgetting?
Yeah, that's me
okay.
forgetting. It's here. It's here somewhere. Hang on.
No, you don't need to know it. It's okay. We don't need to know.
Yeah.
It does something.
Anyway. Yeah. It allows me to go from one point to another point that I can see instantly. It's really quite useful, actually. I'm not as good at destroying things as Shimra or Amryn. It's not really my vibe, I believe is the word you use on occasion.
Yeah.
I prefer my books and my scrolls. That's very much what I do.
I can relate to that. anyways, yeah, we've kind of. I'll leave it there because otherwise we could be here all day.
Okay. As you guys start to leave the forest and approach your ships, Ekin turns to both Kai and Leaf and says, "Before you leave, I will retrieve the coordinates for our enclave. I would urge you to visit us. As soon as I return home, I will begin researching all of this, and hopefully by the time you visit us, I will have some answers. And regardless of what Shimra says, you will always find welcome with
That
us."
was going to be my question.
Yeah, I don't. I appreciate the opening. I only consider us welcome if if I'm guaranteed that no one's going to hold a blade up to one of the members of my crew. So
He looks at Ari and says, and he's kind of addressing this to Ari, although it feels like he's speaking to you, Kai. And he says, "So long as your friend's friend doesn't reappear while Shimra is around, I think we should be okay."
I promise we're good.
Sometimes that's the best you can hope for.
And it is a long-standing Tracken tradition. If there are guests, you take care of your guests. The offer will stand. I will give you the coordinates.
we'll consider it.
Um,
We'll let you know if we're dropping in.
Leaf would know the answer to this, but I do not. Can we give them like
Like a call, like our phone
like
number?
frequency like basically a means of communicating with us, kind of like how we communicate with the Endurance.
Yeah,
We
you
have
totally
them.
can.
We can give them like frequency information or
Mhm.
however that works in our.
Yeah, you totally can do that. All right, so you return to the ships, and actually, while the other Trackens go about their business, you notice Amryn, more or less immediately after going and talking to Kimran, who, for the record, all of you I'm going to kind of retcon this. All of you have been noticing the entire time Amryn and Kimran, the shopkeeper, seem to have a thing going on.
Cute.
But as soon as she's done catching him up on stuff that's going on, she kind of walks up to you, Leaf, and says, "So listen, I know it's a bad time.
Am I
and
around
I
for
know
this conversation?
Yes, you're
Okay.
you're nearby.
Because I know what she's gonna ask.
Yeah. I know it's a bad time, and I have absolutely no right to ask to take a look at your gorgeous ship, but I do feel really bad that none of us were there to help you guys. And I studied this stuff back when I was an initiate. I know this kind of design, and I think I might be able to, if you'll let me take a look at your FTL system, I might be able to make it a little bit better.
Hi.
I mean, just a gesture of
Leaf's all for it, but
I turned to
hi.
Leaf and I'm like, Leaf can show you where everything is and can watch very closely to see what you're doing. For learning purposes, of course.
Of course. I promise I won't take anything apart more than I have to.
Oh my god, please don't take too much apart, thank you.
Don't break
God.
our ship. We're
I mean,
stuck here.
she kind of looks at you and levels with you, Kai. Listen, I recognize a fellow builder of things nerd when I see one.
Okay.
You have to take things apart to put them back together. I
know.
promise I will leave your ship better than I found it.
Alright.
There might be a couple of wires that are kind of jury rigged here and there, but it will work just fine. I promise.
I'm sure you'll find
I've
plenty
done
of
this
wires
before.
I'm sure you'll find plenty of wires that are already jerry rigged, so let me know if you need anything.
Okay. Immediately, Leaf, as soon as you lead her on board the ship, she sees, because you guys never deployed the ornithopter you have or your little stealth ship. She walks in,
I'm
sees
sorry.
this bug light.
No, Grant. She can't just walk onto the ship that easily. I would like to see how she
Oh,
experiences getting on the ship.
True.
yeah.
She's not approved though.
True.
So actually, yeah, no, this sequence has to play out.
Also,
yes, it does.
really quick, because I need to acknowledge it, Lynn Jersey mentioned that there's a squishmallow that kind of took Amanda's place when she had to dip out for a second.
yeah.
Yes.
It's very funny.
His name is Ben. He came with the name Ben.
So good.
Yes.
Yes.
Anyway,
Ben shall steal the stream.
is that the name of the entity? Ben.
You know what?
Oh,
Now it
shit.
is. It is now. Ben. Thank you.
My
Called
buddy
me
Ben on the
You
other
can call
side.
me
Ben.
Ben.
And then I'm gonna have to come up with a reason for that. Okay. So yes, does Leaf introduce Amryn to the idea, or does he just let Amryn figure it out?
Well, Leaf is definitely going first, also because Amryn needs to be added to the don't shoot on sight list.
Also, are the rest of us getting on the ship too?
I mean, it's up to you. If everyone's climbing aboard the ship, it can.
So first of
I
all,
want to take a nap.
I'm tired of the trip.
okay, well, first things first, Leaf is actually phoning ahead to let our
to let Thaddeus know an alien's going to be coming aboard.
well, to let Thaddeus know, but also to let our alien pirate crewmate
Oh, stay in your room.
know that there's a Kraken coming on board, and to perhaps just giving him a heads up that if he doesn't want to be seen, that he now has the opportunity to avoid that.
Okay, good to
Leaf
know.
doesn't care, but he knows why can't I remember his name? Cordum?
Cordum.
Cordum.
Cordum. But Leaf knows that Cordum would care, so
Okay.
gives him a heads up. And then presents his arm for, in Leaf's case, for a fairly painless DNA extraction. And Leaf in the wind and guest.
Commencing identiscan. Stand by. And to Amryn's obvious horror, it just the arm comes out and stabs into the port on Kai's, or not Kai, on Leaf's arm. And she just looks at you in horror and says, "Is it going to do that to me?"
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's taking off his gauntlet.
I'm taking off
ready.
my thing. Yeah. And I just go, I look her dead in the eye and I go, I was not there for every day of shipbuilding. And I stick my arm out.
And it stabs you. I can tell. Okay. Are there any other surprises I should be aware of before I work on your ship?
Don't hit the button, wherever the button is. I know where the button is. But
It's very thoroughly protected.
don't hit the button that is very thoroughly protected. Also, we have a robot on
If
board.
the medic asks,
Oh yeah. I'm glad we're not the
She almost got off the ship without us warning her. Come on, guy.
if the medic asks to run a diagnostic on you,
Don't do it.
I would strongly recommend saying no.
Oh my god,
And
you guys can't. And I turned to the team and I'm like, do not tell Artie what happened. I made him a promise. He might try to honor that.
Or like,
At that
No,
moment,
I died. Otherwise, he's gonna do like the dissecting.
Nobody
Oh, yeah.
can mention to Artie a particular event of traumatic nature that happened to Kai earlier.
or
And
At
none of
that
us is even
moment-
mentioning that out loud.
the door opens, and
And Artie's there.
You made it back!
My son. My lovely son. Yes, we made it back and we're all doing absolutely fine and we did a great job and nothing
And none
bad
of us
happened.
died.
none of us are dead.
Amazing.
Totally good.
It would appear your uniform has taken exceeding amounts of damage, Kai. Can you explain?
She got hit with lightning, but she survived.
I did. Yeah, it's just a hard-won battle. This is not
It
my
appears you
blood.
are stronger than previously anticipated. I will add this to my notes.
Okay.
then Artie turns to Amryn and says,
Ah, Greetings, Sentient. Can I interest you in a Class A diagnostic?
Aries in the back.
No. Artie, what did I say about asking
I
guests?
know.
Okay. I'm returning to the med bay.
Thank you. Love you, sweetie.
Let me know if anyone needs any diagnostics.
I love him so much.
Oh,
Lynn Jersey
Artie,
also
before Artie.
said,
Oh, sorry.
Lynn,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say Lynn Jersey also missed Artie so much, and I'm just glad that
Yeah.
he's a cult following now.
Artie, before you go, I've got a data upload for you.
I thought you were.
Yes.
And and we've we've uploads the images of the cookbook and the and all of the scans and photos that he's taken of the various interesting all of the various interesting alien stuff.
Okay. Also,
Do
no one
we-
ever said you left
we still have a
that convenient corrupted Kraken corpse from the from the throne room. So Artie also looks past you down toward the bottom of the ship. Says,
Ooh, can I have that, please? Can I have that? Can I take a
Actually,
look
yes.
at that,
If you
please?
would you please perform a Class A diagnostic on that, please?
Yes.
and
would be
immediately one of
ever so
one of
helpful.
Artie's arms turns
So
into the
big.
buzzsaw
Yeah.
and goes. And Artie just like the Red Sea parts all of you and just goes right through. And,
Oh my God.
and
Goes right through all of us.
goes just between all of you. You have to make room on the ramp. And it looks like it's a
There's
bit of a
children
struggle,
outside.
But well, Artie's not a complete heathen. Artie looks like they're trying to drag the corpse onto the ship.
Oh my God.
And Amron's just looking in horror as the security arm reaches out and stabs her. Ow! That hurts way more than it should.
I mean, yeah.
It's actually Leaf is now geeking out about the design of the security system. So Artie and I worked on it together. It's actually really effective if you think about it. I mean, we never have unauthorized guests on this ship. It just doesn't happen.
We've had this ship for like a week.
Um,
I wouldn't put that out into the universe. Leave.
ever since we put that system in, the rate of the rate of stowaways in particular is essentially zero.
As you say this, you walk onto the ship and you notice, congregated around Kai's workshop area where the bike normally is, you see a bunch of those bunnies just hopping around.
Oh my God.
It seems, and Amron's just like, okay. I'm not sure it works.
Is wonder.
I have it tuned for, like, the threat detection is finely tuned, unless you're going to tell me that those things are dangerous.
I mean, dangerous to wiring, maybe. Just keep them out of the ducts and vents, and you'll be fine.
Oh, don't worry. All of those can be electrified at a moment's notice.
Oh my God. We're not gonna murder the bunnies.
As long as they don't get into the
We'll
wiring.
just get a cage. Jesus. I'll build one tonight. My God.
Okay. Where are we going from here? Okay.
Leaf does stop by the, assuming this is the first time we're back on the ship.
Yes.
Leaf does stop by the growing menagerie area to deposit the 2 alien critter eggs that he's been carrying. Which is, by the way, the reason that Leaf has taken no damage is because he's been going very far out of his way to protect these things.
That's right. They did survive.
Because Leaf has not been hit a single time since he started carrying these. Which is a good thing because Leaf is also still carrying a balloon full of flammable gas.
Oh my God.
It's just kind of tutting along behind him on a string.
Dragging corpses with him, balloons of flammable gas, strange creature eggs.
This changes the context of so many things that have happened. Like, it's just...
Yes, Leaf has been carrying 2 alien, are they spider thing eggs, and a bomb.
No, 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 no.
Okay, I'm going to assume you called ahead and had an incubator set up. So, as you walk up, T0DD-A is in the process of plugging it into the wall for you, and they turn to you and say, "Ah, greetings, Leaf, alien. Warning, database corruption. Leaf, purveyor of buttons, studier of ancient languages. Welcome back."
T0DD, long time.
I turn around and I'm like, you changed your nickname in Todd's system?
Look,
Negative. This is the regular name for Leaf on the wind, purveyor of buttons.
Okay.
Look, it was better than. Leaf trails off and does not complete the sentence.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So there's an incubator. You throw the eggs into it. Not throw them. You gently place the eggs. You notice that the terrarium that Satsi set up for her shape-shifting friend now houses a what looks like a socket wrench.
Amazing.
That's amazing.
Good.
So good.
Of course, the moment none of you are looking at it, it immediately turns into something else. And when you look back, it's a hammer.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, so I'm going to say you lead Abrin back. Back to the engine room. What is everybody else doing?
Brick is putting his new toy next to his, what did I even have? My plasma cannon?
Mhm.
Yeah, he's putting it back there in the armory.
I'll put my gun in there too.
Yeah.
Oh, Brick,
You
can
can
you
play
leave
with
the
this
can
if
you
you
leave
want,
that
buddy.
stuff you were carrying for me in my room, please?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
As he
And there's
lugs,
the
Love
sound
you,
of
Brett.
yeah, as
the
he
sound
lugs a
of
bunch
stuff
of
getting
things.
dumped out.
Yeah, I'm just like I go to Brick and I'm like, I'm gonna talk to him about this, okay?
What?
For next time. That's too
What?
much.
What? Oh, okay.
You should be able to carry your own things.
I mean, like, I got. Well, okay.
Okay.
It's okay, Brick. We'll talk about it later.
And I give Leaf a look.
I only have like
Just like
one
that.
thing from Leaf though. It's the stupid
Really?
projector.
Legitimately, he's not actually carrying that much stuff from me.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
really
never
not.
mind. I thought you
Yeah,
had
just
like
kidding.
15 things from him.
No,
Here, I
the
can.
issue is I have like 25 kilograms of shit on me just like for my own sake.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, the heaviest thing that he's carrying is for me is a
corpse.
There's that too.
No, Artie's got that now. It's fine.
He was carrying it though.
there was the computer
Yeah.
that he's been lugging around, and a box of spices.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
But the
your-
box of
your-
spices is actually only a kilogram. Leaf is just very, very weak.
And your hard light projector. Yeah.
Oh, right, that is kind of heavy.
All right. What's Ari up to?
I'm gonna straight up like lay down. And I think like I'm still like in the common space with you guys, but I'm just kind of like laying back, just kind of chilling.
Yeah. So Ari just finds a like finds one of the I can't believe I'm finds one of the
Couch?
booth side seats in the galley and just lays down.
Yeah.
That being said, as soon as Artie gets their studying specimen into the medbay, you immediately hear the sound of coming from the medbay.
God.
So Ari, that might not be very
Ari?
restful.
I was like, he gets up immediately and just like goes to another room.
Okay, and Kai, I'm assuming you're heading up to the upper deck as well.
Yeah.
Okay, as soon as you do, the bridge door opens and Zen walks over and says, well, first he just looks at you and notices just how rough you are
I just go,
overall.
Hi, we're back.
What the hell happened?
A lot. I'm very tired. Have you heard anything from Endurance?
They're waiting for a debrief when you get a second.
They motherfuckers. I told them to do something about this. Okay. I'm gonna head over to the bridge.
All right, he goes with you.
As we walk by the command deck,
Mhm.
Leaf grabs his portable Bessie kind of thing and plugs into it so that he can communicate silently with Bessie.
Okay, Bessie says, "Hello, welcome back."
As I walk
Have
over,
I got so much news for you?
as I
Okay.
as I walk over, because I want to allow Eri to sleep, or at least lay down, because he is tired. I'm gonna just over comms, just be like, I am about to call endurance. I may need support for certain things. If they ask questions, I'm just gonna cue you guys all in on comms.
You want me there, Captain?
If you'd like to be. Eri, if
Okay.
you want to lay lateral for a little while, please do that.
I'm fine. I'll join you guys. I'll just lean against the wall.
Okay.
I'll be with Kimron, but
Cameron.
did I
Amron.
Amron. Warrior Amron? Not
Amron
Engineer
and
Kimron.
Kimra have a thing.
Oh no, I'm just surprised that the one overhauling our light speed setup, our faster than light setup, is not the engineering one. Okay.
No, Kimra's a
I just-
shopkeeper.
Shopkeeper, sometimes engineer.
They were introduced as Engineer Kimron. No, I'm sorry. My notes were confusing me.
It might also be me confusing myself. Anyway. Yes.
Okay. Warrior
As
Amron.
soon as
yes.
as soon as you get back to the engine room, and Amron just stops it. Is like, wow, look at all this stuff.
We're very
that a-
proud of it.
Is that an antimatter reactor?
Yes. This
You
is the
have-
short answer.
Okay. What's the long answer? Do I want to know the long answer? Never mind. She walks over to a case of tools and opens it up and immediately starts pulling things out, and then walks over to the FTL drive and rips open a panel and starts digging into it.
God.
Leaf is
God.
watching very carefully.
Thank God Kai is not there to be having a fucking aneurysm.
Yes, she's saying stuff like, okay, that one goes there. Okay, this is obviously a flux inducer. All right, and this is okay, power conduit. All right, and she's just like talking herself through it as she examines it, and then she reaches in and yanks out a bunch of cables and starts rewiring them into places, and she's doing stuff. And you are 100% sure if Kai was there, she'd be losing her mind.
Yeah.
Leaf is I'm recording all of like this.
So you could show me later and
well,
give me a heart attack.
Both in case I ever need to really horrify Kai, but also so that we have a clear record of which wires ended up where.
Uh-huh.
Amazing.
So that if we ever need to, we don't have to guess to undo stuff.
Fair.
Okay.
Lynn Jersey's comment. Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Nice.
Uh-huh. And you know, partially to herself, partially to you, she says, you know, we haven't used this sort of technology in about 500 years, but one of the things you can really do is make the energy matrix kind of spin like a corkscrew as the ship travels through space. It allows you to dissipate the shockwave a lot better, and it's much more efficient, and it's also very pretty if you look out the aft window. It's really cool. Now she reaches into a pocket and pulls out a device and says, okay, so this goes here, that goes there, and this just keeps on going. She adds like 5 different parts to the system.
Leaf is asking continual questions for like the first few minutes, and then it's just kind of watching in awe and occasionally, okay, what's that?
Yes, and after about 10 minutes of this, she takes the final power cord, shoves it into another random thing that she pulled out of her pocket, and just gently places it on top of another component, replaces the panel, and taps a few keys.
But also, during all of this, Leaf has his virtual avatar, like Bessie acting as his virtual avatar, sitting in whatever conference thing that Kai's dealing with, just so that he can be clued in the background.
Actually, they seem to be having connectivity issues right now.
Okay.
Their Zoom needs to update.
Kai is ready to throw a table. If that's what's happening.
So Ambryn pulls up a screen on one of your displays and just looks at it for a second and then says, "It's translating in real time? How do you do this? We can't even do this." This is a full system. You've had our language for what, a day?
Is Leaf here for that?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we like to collect neat little gimmicks.
Friends.
We got the software from a friend.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So she kind of points at a couple of things, explains what she did, and long story short, Dawnbreaker's factor of C value. It used to be 240. It's now 560.
What does that mean?
What?
We can go a lot faster now.
Sick.
Nice.
And she says, long story short, you can now go more than twice as fast as you were able to, which means if you do come to visit us, which would be great, I'd love to show you around. But if you choose to visit us, you'll be there in about 2 weeks. It takes us about 5 days. But our system's a little more advanced when it comes to the FTL stuff. If you come there, I actually have a full set of tools. I might be able to do a little bit more for you, if you're interested. I
would love to see where you work.
Oh, you'll love my shop in the starport. It's great. Anyway, yeah. So, that's what I've got for you.
Before we part ways, assuming we're not rushing off to somewhere, which seems to happen a lot, you have got to see our synth setup.
Oh no!
What?
Or what?
Leaf has our synthesis bay. We don't actually have a synthesis bay. We have jury-rigged all kinds of crazy stuff instead because we were too cheap to actually fork over the credits for a real synth bay.
Yeah.
While you're showing this off, and Amryn is utterly fascinated by what you've got, while you're setting this up, you receive a packet of information and a short message from Cordim, and the message says, Give this to the Traken. It is an IFF signal that should allow them to avoid future unpleasant encounters with my people. Allow them to blend in when necessary.
Okay, yeah.
Characteristically nice of Cordum.
We've just casually, speaking of things acquired from friends, and Weave hands over a data chip with the signal information on it.
Okay.
You might find this useful. We certainly have.
All right. Amber says, "Wow, thanks. This is a Jannar frequency. You've encountered, well, of course you've encountered Jannar. I'm sure you've encountered Jannar at this point.
It was unpleasant, first for us and then for them. And the ones that are left are the ones who are friendly."
Oh, not all Jannar are the same. I can tell you that much. We've got some wonderful shopkeepers, actually, at the settlement that we live by. Yeah, they're raiders or something else.
Yes, they certainly were.
Oh, okay. Well, listen, if you guys need anything else, I'm in the ship next door until we take off. And I'm sure Kimron would love to see you guys at his shop again. You know him; he likes to strike a deal.
Yeah,
he's really excited to try and get his hands on more of those pool noodle things you were talking about.
Yeah.
We have so many pool noodles over here.
Silent noodles.
I give Warrior Amryn literally just a normal balloon full of helium on a string.
Does this blow her mind?
For your engineer friend.
What's the point of it? Is it meant only to be a vessel of containment? I mean, don't get me wrong, it's interesting.
It's
I'll show it to him. See what he thinks.
Where do we have written down how many pool noodles we have?
it's a
We have like 200 or something.
We have more than that.
Really? Oh no.
it is in my culture. It's a token of appreciation and a purveyor of important life lessons to the young, and now it is a token of our appreciation for your company. What's the word? I'm blanking on the word I meant to say, but acquaintance.
Well, thank you. It'll go. I promise it'll go in a space of honor in our engine room.
It only says palette of pool noodles, but I know that we figured out how many noodles that was. And now I can't remember.
It was ships.
I have all of the math and info on that
Good.
somewhere.
That's
Come
good.
through, Kyle.
So with that, Amryn leaves, heads back to the Tracken ship. I'm going to assume
waiting
everyone
this entire
ends up
time.
on the bridge. Yes.
Kai is like,
Update faster, damn it!
In the meantime, Grant, we've takes all of the info that he's got and uploads it for Bessie to analyze.
Bessie immediately starts chewing on it.
Yeah, all the images and the books that are not specifically psionically activated, because
Okay.
and also uploads the memories that were unlocked to his secure data bank.
Okay. Sounds good. Do you mention that there were books that are psionically activated?
To Bessie, yes.
Okay. Bessie just almost offhandedly says there's probably a technology to transfer that. And they'll start trying to figure out how to get it to work with your tech.
Love you, Bessie.
On the bridge. Okay. The Bessie avatar disappears as Leaf walks in. There's still the muffled sound of coming from the med bay, which is right next door. And
can I just kind of clock into we have intercom system, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of, Artie, sweetie, darling, can we pause the dissection for a moment? I need to make a phone call.
Oh, hang on. Did I? Oh no, I messed up the Artie voice.
Where is my son?
What have you done with my baby?
Okay, fine. I will pause it for a moment. There are some slightly quieter things I can do. It'll be fine. I still have stuff I can do to this thing.
Kai, remind me to install noise cancellation
I would love
on
that.
the bridge.
I would love that.
Please.
Yeah. We're gonna work on that very soon.
It was going to be a someday thing. Let's make it a priority.
Let's
oh
make
my
it
gosh.
a tomorrow thing.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
And with that, the update bar finishes.
I hate that. Cannot be the thing. It's gonna be the thing. Okay. Finally.
Transferring the new code books.
All right. We call endurance. Ring ring, motherfuckers.
Yes. And a slightly shaky image of the Admiral and Major Dossie just materializes in the middle of your bridge. What's going on, guys? We heard you tried to get a hold of Thunderous Ascent. We're still having trouble contacting them ourselves. What's with the urgency here?
Okay, listen. You guys are gonna have a lot of questions about this. I would really appreciate if you started doing something before I finish my this conversation, because
We've already dispatched the Harrier with Delta Team and their crew. They are on the way.
How many do they have?
Well, there's Delta Team. That's 4. It looks like Daci's just a little bit just a little bit frazzled around the edges. About 20. Not including the biodroids. They've got a lot more biodroids to run that ship.
All right. That should be enough, I hope. Okay.
Hi, what's going on?
Long story short, oh, right. And I turned to them and I'm like, I forgot. Didn't tell you guys, we were busy. So, a lot has happened over the last several hours. Basically, the important part is, we met a really fun, demon entity thing that, gave me a fun little glimpse into what is happening at Alpha Team.
All of you roll a spot check.
Oh.
Or sense motive, whichever you'd prefer.
Definitely sense motive.
It doesn't matter, I just got a nat 20.
24.
I got an 11.
Okay.
Is this
Me and Brick are on this.
Yeah.
his voice is this like something I would add the voice stress analyzer to or no?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Well, actually, no, because Admiral hasn't spoken yet.
Cool. 19 then.
19. Well, pretty much everyone except Ari notices.
I'm too tired.
You're tired.
The Admiral was slightly distracted, but now you've got his full attention. Okay. And he has this, you know him pretty well at this point. He has this chronic look of just being exhausted. That disappears.
Oh,
And
are you
he's
paying attention
entirely
now?
fine.
Great. Listen, we met.
What did you see? Describe to me what you saw.
Does anybody else want to take the reins?
Weird shadowy bits and like,
Did it speak?
yeah,
What did it say?
kind of pretentious.
It recognized us.
It was basically a being of dark, and it invaded my brain and showed me that Rima has been compromised by a similar being, is now possessed, and outside of this, I would know what that power that Rima does is called.
Oh yes,
What's it called?
it's mind wipe.
Okay.
Although she uses it slightly different than the actual rules say. Hers is permanent.
Okay. Great. That's what I thought. Thank you, Grant, for
Making it that much worse.
Yeah, thank
yes.
you. But anyway, so back in. And permanently mind wiped Frank. And I am pretty sure that the demon is probably very good at making it seem like Rima's A-okay and fine, and probably can just waltz right up onto Alpha Team's ship and do the same thing to the rest of the crew.
And this was a different one
Yes.
from the one you faced.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I think so. They can't be in two places at once. Can they? I turned to the team, kind of look at Ari for a second, and then realized that I should not focus on Ari and look at the other ones. Go. Can they?
I don't know what's going on at all.
The Admiral doesn't notice. In fact, he turns and says something you can't hear to Daci, and then just dematerializes.
You can't just. I'm sorry. We're having a conversation.
That's command AI for you, I guess. Listen, I have no idea what you just described. It sounds spooky.
Yes.
I don't know what, if I may, I don't know what Kai saw, other than what she just said. But what I do know is that whatever it was real.
Okay.
I didn't see what the thing showed her, but I saw how it did it.
It was real.
It was pure clairvoyance. There was no illusion.
Okay then. Well,
Delta.
and this is the first time you guys have ever seen anything out of the ordinary like this.
Yes.
Totally.
Make bluff check. Make a bluff check, Kai.
Okay.
Because you
And
are
Brick,
lying.
because he said totally.
Fuck.
I mean, yeah, Brick too. Both of you make bluff checks.
I did quite well.
Oh boy.
It sounds like Rick did not.
I know you haven't
21.
tried yet.
Oh
Oh
Lord.
no.
21.
No.
3.
God damn it. Rick.
I'm a minus 1.
Exposure.
I'm sorry.
He believes Kai. He does not believe Brick. So
Well,
he's
I
just
mean,
like,
that kind of makes sense.
so he's like, okay, interesting. We'll have more talks about this later.
Yep.
Best advice I have for you right now is, if there's even a chance of seeing something like this, until we know more, and until you're sure you can make peaceful communication, because this does not sound like it was peaceful, avoid at all costs.
Yeah, obviously. Avoid at all costs. Yes. Okay. Listen. There has to be another way that you can get in touch with Alpha right now.
Their transponder has gone dark.
Do you know where
What
they
was
are?
their last known coordinate?
Their last known coordinates were shared with you when
He pulls it up.
Zen made the inquiry earlier. And when you pull it up, I mean, with your new modifications, you could be there in a... Let's see. With your new modifications, you could be there in a couple of weeks. They went in a slightly different direction than you did. And Dasi says, the Harrier is on its way. We made some improvements to the FTL drive. It's going about 300C at this point, which is much faster than the Thunderous Ascent can go. I believe their maximum speed was about 150. They will be there. They'll be there in about a week and a half. And I've already told them once they get there to start investigating and share what they find. They are going to stay in constant contact. We are getting ready for Delta Team to disembark on their own ship. We were going to send them on a survey mission, but we can send them to rendezvous with you wherever your next destination will be, just so you have a little bit of backup. It's up to you. We could do with the intelligence to keep Endurance safe, but if you need the backup, we'll send it to you.
I don't know what we're gonna do yet.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. You go ahead.
I was gonna say, Ari would walk up next to Kai and like put his hand on your shoulder and just be like, "Hey, if you want to do this, we'll back you up."
We're with you all the way.
Captain.
Okay. I'm
This
gonna
is
get.
when the DM starts sweating and seeing if you guys actually go for the adventure I'm prepping.
See.
Is
Okay.
this a bait? What? No,
I'm.
just kidding.
That's why I'm concerned. I don't want to fuck Grant
do it-
over.
Do what
It's
the
fine.
characters would do. We'll
Do what the
figure it out.
characters would do.
Grant.
It's fine. I'm curious.
Blink twice if you want me to do this.
Well, let me put it this way: from the information you know jack shit about what you're walking into,
I know.
and
but
there
I'm
has been an
concerned.
offer to give you more information.
That's true.
That's fair.
That's a
And
good fucking point.
And
actually.
Delta's gonna handle. Okay. Liz.
I like to rush into
Okay.
things.
We've got a week.
That's
to
true.
brief
I'm
them.
not supposed to be rushing into things anymore.
We've got a week to brief them before they can make contact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point.
Tell Delta I'm going to be in contact with them. I'll give them more details. I'll give you more details if you want them.
I
But
certainly would, but
paramount on that list of details is that while it's not going to seem like Rima, she's still there. So we cannot kill this entity. Okay? And I know y'all like to pull some shit with the whole greater good, but Dasi, listen to me. This is not time, okay?
I will let
We've-
the Harrier know.
We've butts in at this point. Also, just in case there was just in case that's not compelling enough, killing Rima won't kill the thing. Might want to pass that along.
We certainly will. We have shared the contact information for the Harrier and Beta team. We will send the information for Delta team's ship as soon as it is completed. Contact them when you can. You do have some time before they reach the destination.
Oh, they're gonna be my next phone call tonight. Not immediately after this, but I will be talking to them. Don't worry.
That being said, are all of you well? Some of you look a little rough around the edges. I mean, is everyone
We're breathing.
okay?
So we can talk later, Dossie. Cause we're busy. Cause it's a long fucking story, man. We've had a rough day, okay?
We all need sleep, maybe have a drink.
Oh,
I've got a
actually,
data
that
dump I'll
sounds
send over for you.
excellent.
Oh, that's a good idea. I have a data dump for you. I'll send it over after the call.
What does the data have?
What?
What is
Oh,
this?
just we've collected a ton of data.
I know,
about,
but you film things, and I'm like, don't send Dossie my murder.
Oh,
I don't say
no.
that out loud.
No, I have.
I don't want Endurance to know that I died either. I am a commander. I don't want them to know that.
Yeah, I
have a catalog of alien spaceships, among other
Oh
things.
yeah, that's right.
I'm
board game.
gonna say, Kai, you're probably maybe expressing a little extra concern. Make another bluff check for me.
Okay, that's fair.
And you're not
Leaf
not
is
just
actively
bluffing
covering
Dossie.
for Kai.
Excellent. That's a 6.
Okay. Both Dossie and you realize Zen just give you a very long look. But Dossie just
And I
says,
just very casually fold my arms over the part of my suit that shows the killing blow that I was dealt with all the blood. That's definitely not mine.
yeah. Over the holocoms, Dossie probably doesn't notice, but you're not sure about Zen. And Dossie says, "Okay, I look forward to a full mission report then. Listen, if there's anything you guys need, let us know. We will do whatever we can. All right."
All right. And then, do we end the call?
Unless there's something else you want to say to Dossie.
I don't think so.
Nope. I've got a bunch of data for the bio teams and the culture analysts. So I'll send that over.
All right. We will start looking at it as soon as we get it. And the transmission terminates.
Cool. And then now that we're no longer using the bandwidth for that, Leaf initiates a data dump with a coded message for Wadi included.
Wadi.
Okay. All right. What else? What else do you guys do? Zen
Kai's
is still just giving you a bit of a look. Kai?
Yeah, she's... Oh. Look at that. Can't run my hands through my hair, unfortunately. But that's basically what she's doing. All right. I suppose we should go make nice with the Trakens. I say to you guys.
What time of day is it?
It's getting into the evening. In fact, your bridge is actually kind of looking out over the kind of meadow that you've been sharing with the Trakens this entire time. It looks like they're starting to pack things up.
All right.
Tell them that we're actually going to follow up on their offer.
All right. And yeah, I guess Leaf will go follow up on also the invitation to talk with their engineer /
Shopkeep.
Okay. It should be mentioned, Kimron is the last person packing up. He's still got his stall out, just hoping someone will
Oh yeah,
come and
Leaf
buy
definitely
stuff.
is coming by and brings pocketfuls of good, or like a bag full of goodies.
Spice?
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, actually, sure.
Spice.
Including small samples of some of the alien spices.
Okay.
And some earth booze.
Yeah.
Oh, Kai is helping herself to some of that earth booze before we go back out and meet the dragons. She needs a drink. Actually, Grant, you want to make me talk? Maybe it's the alien booze.
Roll a fortitude save.
Okay.
I'll roll a percentile to see which one it is.
That's a nat 20. I'm getting used to this shit.
Yeah, it's fine. It's probably some of the strongest stuff you have, but you're okay.
Kai's had a long day, so.
Okay.
Compared to death, a little alcohol won't do much.
Do you say that?
No, I did not say that.
Oh, no, that
Amanda said that.
At which point, let's have the meme. Zen eyes go shing.
What?
Okay. What are Ari and Brick doing?
I actually would join Kai for a little drink, I think.
Drinky drinks.
Make that 3.
Yeah.
Okay, make your own fortitude saves.
Oh,
Cool.
boy.
I'm going to assume it's the same stuff Kai poured herself.
Brick
Yeah.
be the
Yeah.
one
Oh, yeah.
from-
I would be like, Kai, can you make me another one?
27. Brick's fine.
Brick's fine.
Where's fortitude? Found it. 26.
Wow.
Wow.
I had a
Y'all
lot
are
going on.
Y'all are doing fine. Okay.
Damn.
We need something stronger.
Okay, well.
I don't think that's possible.
No, Aries not a drinker really.
Okay. So the two of you are just gonna hang out in the galley for the time being. Okay.
Or-
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, if Kai's going outside,
Yeah.
would accompany.
Okay. So yeah, then in that case, all of you end up at Gimran's stall, and Gimran says, welcome back. How are you enjoying the jackets? What happened to that jacket?
I'm just now realizing that the jacket is ripped to shreds.
He
Is Zen
points
with us?
No, but he's waiting at the door of the ship, just kind of watching,
Okay. I take off the
just
jacket.
making sure everybody's okay.
I take off the jacket and I go, how would you recommend I fix this?
He points at one of the buttons on the auto sizer thing that it has, and says that does have a regeneration option. It does take about it takes about a rotation for it to fully regenerate
A year?
and clean itself. No.
A day.
Oh,
Oh.
that makes more sense.
So solar cycles, planetary rotations. We try to keep it a general format if we can.
It's okay.
So-
I run an astronomy channel in a different life, and I should know the difference between a rotation.
Kieran just nods, looks at you like you're crazy, and says, "Sure, okay. Can I interest you in anything else while you're here?"
Remind me what Cameron actually has.
He has a very old-looking tapestry.
Rugs for walls.
Yes, rugs for walls. Hashtag rugs for walls. He also has just an assortment of alien books. He's got a few trinkets here and there, just random bits and pieces for the most part.
Okay, I missed the middle part of that because I got distracted trying to find what Leaf's carrying. Could you repeat that one more time?
Okay.
He's got books. He's got walls for rugs. Rugs for walls. No.
What the rug? Let's go.
Alien bits and bobs and fun little trinkets and stuff.
Them booze are kicking in.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, another fortitude save.
Um,
As Kai whips out a hip flask and just downs some more.
She's had a rough day.
I got this really cool robe. You want something for it?
Pull out that alien robe that we found.
That's right.
Kimron immediately just starts looking at it. Yes, I remember you took the darts out.
Like
Good.
the
So
cult robe. Yeah, I took
Yeah.
the darts out.
okay.
Yeah, Leaf is carrying the darts still.
Looks at it and says, "This is fine quality. I'll give you 250 freeboard credits for it if you're interested."
Aries just high fives you.
Deal.
with a jingle, a little bag of Freeport credits is
Okay,
dropped
no,
for you.
Leaf is watching this very carefully because brick haggling is something that makes Leaf nervous. Um, like,
I don't know how.
is that actually a reasonable amount for this thing?
Make a sense motive check
Kimron
to
seems
see if
chill.
to see if Kimran is taking advantage.
Or he's not paying attention because his drink.
13.
I didn't think about that.
You beat him. No, he's totally fleecing Brick right now.
Oh no.
Um, Leaf just like leans towards and goes, "Really? We've just met."
What?
Cameron looks a little sheepish and says, "Fine, another 250."
Oh, thank you.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh.
This is awesome.
What can you say? It's business. Okay, fine. What else you got?
Um,
And you hear the sound of him just rattling just a whole bunch more of these things in like a chest somewhere nearby.
God.
Just double checking how much he's got.
Yeah. Mainly, I just have a message for Ekin. Just let him know we're gonna come say hi in a bit. But thank you for fixing the jacket.
Yeah, of course.
Because everybody else is
is
packed up. You said, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Everyone's
if I remember correctly, they hadn't seen robot repair patches before.
No, they hadn't.
Leaf pulls out a robot repair patch. Leaf first pulls out a fried robot repair patch.
Okay.
And hands and shows that off. And then does a very performative double take, and then pulls out a not fried robot repair patch.
Okay, you place it down. Cameron kind of looks at it and says, "I don't understand. Is it an adhesive decoration?"
I'm just going to step away from the conversation because Kai's about to laugh. So she's just going to walk back towards the ship and be like, "It's great meeting you, Kimron. I'll see you later." I'm not going to bluff check this.
Automated repair of biotech and robotic systems.
Ooh, okay. How much does it normally fix?
Leaf would know the answer to this because he's used a lot of them on Eris.
Okay.
I don't know the answer to that. No, Leaf just straight up tells the truth on that. It will repair. It depends on the complexity of the system, but this will repair.
8 hit points.
A significant amount of non-critical damage to systems of moderate complexity.
And what class of patch is this?
Class 1.
Class 1? Well, if you have a few of them, I'd be more than happy to give you 15 Freeport credits for each.
So what Leaf is actually offering here, right, is the opportunity.
Is an opportunity to get in on the ground floor with a new with a new venture.
No, this is more of an opportunity to inspect up close the technology, because I am just assuming that either you or our friend Amran can reverse engineer these rather trivially.
Well, if that's the case, and you're granting us manufacturing rights for our own reverse engineered version, that could be significantly more. How about 800 Freeport credits for one, so we can study it?
With the understanding, of course, that I cannot speak for all of my kind. But yes, if you would like to personally manufacture these, we're certainly not going to stop you. They're quite useful.
Then it's a deal. And Cameron pulls out a fairly large bag of these Freeport credits and just drops it in front of you and snatches the patch.
Does he also take the fried one?
Yes.
Uh,
Obviously, seeing as you're probably not going to use this, it would be useful to figure out how they go wrong.
Hey, if you can figure out how that happened, I would love to hear your notes. It seems to happen not frequently, but significant jolts have adverse effects.
Yes, jolts like a EMP grenade dropped by your friend when they absolutely whiffed their first roll of the game.
Yep. And Leaf throws in a couple of pool noodles for a
pocket.
Does he have you said he had books, right?
Did you bring the pool noodles with you, or are you sending me back to go get some pool noodles?
What? Oh no, Leaf has been carrying a few pool, like there's a few pool noodles sitting behind Leaf as like as just like a tantalizing, you could have this.
Oh,
Leaf has a bag of goodies here.
Yeah, no,
deal or no deal, D&D style. Let's do this.
Kai was not able to hold a straight face for any of this conversation. She's hanging out with Zen now. She's like, I'm done.
Okay, Zen seems to be covering something else with just minor amusement.
Do you have are any of these books suitable for a novice speaker of your language?
He starts rummaging through
novice
it.
Beginner.
All right, rummages through it, picks up.
Find the Berenstain Bears of crafting.
The bears.
What is it? The golden books with they have the.
He pulls out this thing that looks like it's got cardboard leaves, and it's fully illustrated. It's got Tracken script throughout it, and says, "This might work."
And it translates to "Good night, moon."
Yeah.
I love it. And given we have such limited time for cultural exchange, as it were, Leaf
We're going to visit
offers. Yeah, I know. Leaf offers. Leaf offers another pool noodle, and Leaf offers a pool noodle and a small vial of like earth booze that he's been carrying around. Just as a here.
Guy sees you pass that over and is like, "Where'd you get that?" Wait.
Specifically tequila.
No.
Yeah, red.
That's my favorite.
Well, thank you. We will cherish this and totally not put it on a shelf somewhere to potentially sell someday.
Rude.
You should taste it first.
All right. Any other transactions you want to make with Kimran?
I would actually like to show Kimran the black jewel that I've been carrying. And make it very just like so. Okay, so this is not actually something I'm willing to part with, but I would value your professional opinion on what something of this nature would be worth, and also if you've encountered it before.
I personally haven't, but there is. Hang on. He pulls out a notebook and starts flipping through it.
How meta.
Shut up.
You knew this was coming.
I finally broke Grant. Be mean.
When you
it's
do
fun.
visit us,
We're at the end of the arc, and he finally tells Vicky to shut up. Goal
Knock it
achieved.
you may want to check out Elmara's Fine Goods. She might have more information about that. Also, Rinsha in the Bazaar runs a fine goods clothing sort of place. She might
Rinsha?
also be able
Bizarre
to tell
about
you.
her.
Yes, Rinsha and Elmara.
Lynn Jersey said, I feel like this is an episode of
Okay.
the Pawn Stars show.
That's turned into for the last 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Appreciate
And of course, while you're in the bazaar, feel free to stop by my shop.
Oh, we certainly will. If only to catch up.
Enough haggling. We got places to be.
Alrighty.
All right. You walk away, and Kimron is checking out his new things, and starts packing things up. And as you're walking back to the ship, you hear Amryn step out and just say, "Kimron, come on, we're behind schedule." And they just start talking as she starts, just shoveling stuff into a cart and bringing it back aboard the ship. All right, you are all back on board Dawnbreaker. Are you taking off immediately, or are you waiting till the next day?
I think we will take off at dawn because I
Do we want to spend
feel
the
like
night
death.
on the planet?
I say. And they go,
Do we want to spend the night, or do we want to immediately get into orbit before we spend another night on the planet of darkness?
Okay,
I'm a very
that's
good
fair.
idea.
Oh. Mm.
Because
That's not
You're-
a bad idea.
I
Yeah.
vote orbit.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
same.
hear from the med bay.
Ooh, I'd love to get some flying practice in. Can I try the controls? Please, 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 can I try the controls?
No. I'm sorry, Artie. No.
Okay.
And then you just hear as the door closes.
I look at Leaf again and I'm like, we gotta do that soundproofing. All right.
Okay,
and I over the intercoms just go, because fucking Cordam's somewhere and so is Thaddeus. So, everybody prepare for takeoff in T-minus 30 minutes. I am going to go check the FCL drive before we get off the ground. Who would
Okay.
like to come with?
I would like to say before we get there, Leaf definitely made sure all the panels at least ended up back where they were supposed to be.
Yeah, and Kai's going
Oh.
to be removing those panels and checking everything very carefully.
The wiring is crazy right now. And there are parts you have never seen before, but it all seems to be working.
Okay.
I mean, what's like the worst that could happen, right? It blows up or something. It's
Yeah,
fine.
and then we all die again.
Right.
Well,
Oh,
Come on.
what? Look,
You hear of the intercom.
I'm sorry, did someone say mention someone be dying?
no, Artie, everything is
how can
a-okay.
you hear us?
I have constant comms open, so I know
There
it's
is
a
no
medical
wall.
emergency.
No, it's fine. Artie?
Leaf straps himself in the engineering bay, or in the engine bay, so that if anything does go wrong during takeoff, he can provide engineering services.
That's a good idea.
And leaves Bessie on science officer duty.
Cool.
Okay. All right. I'm going to say it's relatively easy to get up into orbit. I think question for you is whether or not you decide to jump to FTL and start heading toward the Tracken Enclave.
I guess we might as well. And then we all
right.
explode and die, and now we're all we're all hanging out with
characters.
Maliana now.
Done.
No, you Kai sets a course. You feel the FTL drive start to spool up under just through the deck plating, and it definitely has a different feel. And as soon as the warp pylons are deployed, you hit the engines. The ship jumps forward, and it's going way faster than you have ever seen a ship go. And because I'm assuming your pilot's console has this, your rear view camera shows this beautiful rainbow corkscrewing spiral behind you. As,
oh my God,
as the
just
ship,
in time for Pride Month? Sorry. The worst.
as the ship is warping along.
No.
Love it.
Is she? Sorry.
She-
She is. She's my ship, so she is.
Heck,
I'm so sorry. I ruined your description.
Sorry,
It was
Grant.
beautiful.
You're perfectly fine.
Sorry.
Yes.
What if you started?
And you are now on your way. And Kai, as you start setting the ship into just autopilot, so it takes you to your destination, just gives you a heads up if you come across anything. You catch just a strange look from Zen for a second, as if he wants to say something, but then he just takes a moment, nods to himself, and you hear just across the bridge, "You need to talk. You know where to find me." And the door closes.
Alrighty.
The three of us are in there? No. Leaf is still in there.
Are we still going? It is after 9.
I'm just gonna switch the comms really quick and just go. Just to the three of you. I will tell him I'm just extremely concerned about Artie hearing. So
No, don't blame me at all.
Yeah.
That's totally fine.
Same page. Oh my god, don't
I
tell.
looked into the med bay and it's fucking terrifying. I don't want to.
Artie, you are not on this call.
Top blast. I can still hear him.
Leaf makes a
That's-
note to reroute the comms.
And
Apparently,
that's where
we
we'll end it.
All right.
And that's where we'll end it. Before we go any farther.
Amazing.
Love it.
All right. Thank you so much, Grant, for this lovely adventure. So that is the conclusion of mission number 4, but we still have plenty more missions and a stream next week where we're basically going to be doing a beach episode. We have realized that there's like a lot of like little backstory conversations that we want to have that don't really ever fit into our regular gameplay stuff. You know, we want to learn more about Brick and Airy. Kai and Zen obviously have to have a conversation. Leaf, I think, is going to have a convo with Wadzi, maybe, or something. I can't remember, but you're gonna talk.
We'll have things.
We'll have things and stuff and things. So next week we're gonna be doing that and having a little bit more chill of a stream. Probably no dice rolling, unless Kai decides to break into the alien liqueur, and then maybe. But but yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be chill time. Like I said, beach episode. So be here for that. Thank you again, Grant, for being our lovely game master and weaving a wonderful story. I'm sorry that I frustrate you sometimes. But thank you for being our lovely game master. And thank you to Amanda, McKenna, and Kyle for being the best party mates I could ever ask for. And thank you all for watching, especially Lynn Jersey. And Jersey was home for chit-chatting with us. And thank you to Ben the Squishmallow for filling in when Amanda had to step away.
Erebos Jr.
Yes. I love it. As far as the rest of the week goes, the week is over, and I actually am saying that like for reals this time because it's Friday. But next week on Monday, me and Aiden will be back doing some amateur astronomy. On Wednesday, me and Michael will be here doing astronomy news, and on Thursday, we'll be here, as I said, for a little beach episode. So tune in for that, and I guess we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.